Nothing soft about us at Philly Pretzel. Used to doubt us, now you gotta respect the Philly special. Talking trash, you gon' need a pass, cause my city ride. We fanatics, you don't wanna see our gritty side. Support the colleges, what up the Big Five? The women too, like Xfinity, we get live. Whether diving for a touchdown, driving to the hole, swinging, hit a home run, fire for a goal. We kick it with the Union, in the air with the stars. See sports with the fusion, I don't care where you are. You can never be too hype for the team you like. Philly unite, tonight's the night, so let's fight for the Flyers. Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do it for the people. We never throw the towel, I come from a proud city. Ring the bell, scream and yell, now say it loud with me. Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do this for the people. So all Philly fans, let the rest of the world know. Philadelphia fans, the best in the world. Go!
Yo, 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 it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk, back on a Sunday morning live. Good morning to everybody who's out there. Share the live. Allow people to know that I am live talking about our Philadelphia, I'm about to say 76ers. I got the Sixers on my mind right now. Our Philadelphia Eagles right now. Eagles, Sixers later, you know, we got some stuff to talk about when it comes to them 76ers, man. They're, 1-4 right now? They lost again last night. Joel Embiid, Paul George still sidelined. Joel Embiid is out there pushing reporters because he doesn't like what they're saying about him. And, you know, as always, as we say over here, we keep positive and truthful. The truth hurts. If you get told the truth, it hurts. I respect the decision of him staying or sitting out. To, you know, make sure he's healthy. But if the truth hurts, it hurts. There's nothing you can do. Good morning, Jabria Mullen. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Share out that live for me. Share it out. Like it, please. Bird Gang all day. You already know that's what we're here for. That's exactly what we're here for. I made a mistake when I was introducing the Eagles. I started to talk about the 76ers. And so I had to just tell my little story about that real quick. But we'll get into that later. We're here to talk about that very, 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 very well played game that we played last week, where we were picked to be the underdogs, and we showed a couple people that they didn't know what they were talking about. Now, as usual, as we always start off, we start off slow. We start off extremely slow when we start these games. No first quarter touchdowns since I think dating last year, you know, and somehow, some way, we have to figure out a way to get that shored up and to get that fixed. Because if we can put our foot on another team's neck to start the game, to just establish some type of dominance, it helps us out in the long run. Now that game last week, I think by the end of the third quarter, it was pretty much, like, all right, well, we know who's going to win this one. But if we could do that, in the first quarter, that I would like that. I would love that. I know a lot of us Eagles fans will love that. If we could score in the first quarter and get some points throughout each quarter, touchdown, field goals to each quarter, that would be a lot easier. Like if we could balance it out for the full four, I'm not complaining. It sounds like I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. We had a great win. It was definitely a great win. And I really appreciated the way Jalen Hurts played. I appreciated the way Saquon Barkley played, AJ Brown, Devontae. I mean, Devontae, they got him back in the game after having that after that last game where he didn't do anything. They didn't go to him at all. So last week they found a way to get him the ball, which is good. You got to get him. You got to get these guys going as the season's going because you need them in the stretch. You need them in the long run. And it was good to see Devontae get in that end zone and be a part of that game plan. I would like to see more. I would like to see Jahan Dotson in that game plan a little bit more. I like to figure out a way to get the ball to him. Again, what I do appreciate is the fact that they gave Saquon Barkley the ball and they told him to run 22 attempts. Even though he got stopped a couple of times, they never shied away from running the football, which to me is what you need to do. Because one of these runs is going to break, and you saw him break one. One of these runs is going to break. So you got to continue to keep running the ball with Saquon Barkley and Gainwell. Gainwell has had some positive runs too. You just got to stay consistent when it comes to it, because that is setting up our offense to throw deep balls. It's setting up for Jalen Hurts to have those big runs and throwing deep balls. It opens everything up so much more than it did before when you didn't run the ball. And then importantly, like I always tell everybody that's been watching, it establishes an identity. If we can establish some type of identity where teams are respecting or fearing our run, then the pass is so much easier. But we gotta stay consistent to the game plan. I am saying it every week because every week, if we do this, it's easier for us to win. It's easier for us to win because Saquon Barkley, again, is averaging 10.4 yards a run. Last week, he was averaging 5 yards a carry. That keeps you in third and shorts just about every time. Third and short every time. Even though they're doing the tush push and getting the first downs, I wish they would still continue to run the ball in them plays. Take the pressure off the linemen, take the pressure off Jalen Hurts. Just line up and try to run it. If you get a 4th and 1, then you do it. 4th and 1 on your side of the field, you do it. But stop doing the tush push so much on 3rd and 2. Do not do the tush push on 3rd and 2. Run the ball. I mean, you seen last week when Saquon got us down to the 2-yard line or something, and they did a tush push and got Jalen Hurts the touchdown, and Jalen Hurts gave him the ball and said, "This was because of you." I would like to have seen that they gave Saquon that running opportunity. I would like to see us work on that a little bit more. What's up, Matt? 3rd down, we got to work on. We do got to work on 3rd down, but we got to work on 3rd down running the ball with our running backs. No tush push on 3rd downs. No tush push to convert to 3rd down. Run it with your running back. Because again, if he's averaged last week, he averaged 4.9 yards a carry, 5 yards. So if you're 3rd and 2 and you run the ball with Saquon or even Kenneth Gainwell, you pretty much can get a first down out of that. You're pretty much going to get a first down out of that. And it makes the game easier. You only use the tush push when you need to. You only use the tush push when you absolutely need to. 4th and 1. You know what I mean? That's when you should line up and do the tush push. You don't need to do it on 3rd and 2. If your running back is averaging 4.9 yards a carry in that particular game and 10.4 yards a carry overall for the season, you do not need to do a tush push on 3rd and 2. It to me, it's not needed at that point. What's up, Jason? Thanks for coming in. It's more like 1st and 2nd down, and we stay 3rd and long. That's what kills us on 3rd down. And that's true because why are we in 3rd and longs when we're on the plays that we're running on 1st and 2nd down? We're on 3rd and longs because we're passing the ball. We're on 3rd and longs when we're passing the ball. It's very rarely that we've been on 3rd and longs when we're running the ball. It's very rare that we've been on third and longs while running. It's always when we pass the ball, we put our team behind the eight ball. And I'm not saying that we don't have the receivers or the players or the tight ends or whatever to make it happen. But when we do not establish the run, guess what the defense is doing? Dropping back in zone. So it stops us from being able to be an efficient passing team because they're no longer respecting the run. If you're not running the ball, they're not respecting the run. They're not gearing up to stop the run, which creates us to be in a third and long. So if you run the ball, first down, second down, maybe. I would even take this. Pass the ball first down. You get an incompletion, whatever. Run it. Put yourself in the third and short. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. You know what I mean? Now you could do you could pretty much do what you want because teams don't know if you're going to run or if you're going to pass. And it makes it easier for you as a coach and as a team to convert on 3rd and short than it does 3rd and long. But you got to keep mixing that run in it so that you can be that type of team where nobody knows what you're going to do, and they have to respect all facets of your offense. Again, on paper, we have one of the best teams in the league. We see right now the NFC is pretty much wide open. The 49ers are not looking good. They got a lot of injuries. The only dominant team right now I see is probably the Detroit Lions, and I hate saying that. That's the only team that I see that is playing good football right now in the NFC. Now, we continue to do what we did last week, and if we can do it earlier than the second and third quarter, then we catapult to that team that's in the power rankings of the top 5 of the NFC. But we got to stay consistent with our identity. We got to run the ball. You bring Saquon Barkley here to run the ball. The Commanders, Eric said, the Commanders are playing good football. But they're not going. I don't truly believe that that's going to set up. I mean, they may make the playoffs, but they're inexperienced. They're inexperienced. They're playing good football. Nobody knew what Jaden Daniels was going to do when he came in the league. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not trying to disrespect that team. I'm not trying to say that team is not good. They're playing some good football. But can you honestly say that they're going to make a run to the Super Bowl? Can you say that, Eric? I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can really sit here and honestly say that team has a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Especially here's the difference. Especially if we get our identity together, it'd be harder for them to get to the Super Bowl because we got the experience. We've been in that position. We know what's going on. We know how to play. If we got our heads together and our identity together. If Nick Sirianni is out there being the actual football coach and not arguing with fans, if he's out there actually coaching the game and Jalen Hurts is not making mistakes and turnovers and things like that, I'm going to say they're going further than the E-Girls. That's because you're a hater. They're going further than your 49ers because your 49ers are banged up. Christian McCaffrey hasn't suited up yet. Debo is he's the only one y'all got, and he's probably going to get hurt soon. I don't wish that on him. But he's probably going to be hurt soon. Ayuk is done for the season. Y'all got the dude Ricky Pearsall. But listen, y'all got a lot of injuries too. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you could sit there and say that the Commanders are good. They are playing some good football. I'm not knocking them. I'm not hating on them. I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just telling you when it counts. Would you say they're gonna beat your 49ers when it counts? And they're still going to be back at top of playoff. Yeah, but one thing you gotta realize when it comes down to it is the chemistry. Will they still have the chemistry? Let me ask you a question, Eric, since you're on here. How many teams has Brock Purdy beat with a good defense? How many teams has he beat with good defense? You answer me that. Answer me that. Most of the Super Bowl players ain't here no more. Can't count on that. What you talk? Jay, I'm talking about. See, here's the thing. It's not about our team as a whole. You talking about Jalen Hurts, you talking about Devontae Smith, you talking about now AJ Brown. You having me have a brain fart. You talking about those guys, Saquon, who can run the ball. Our offensive line, most of them played in that Super Bowl last year. 2 years ago. What I'm telling you is that the experience that we have is way far greater than the Commanders right now. The experience alone that we have is way more than the Commanders right now. Nobody came playing for the Commanders because they didn't think the Commanders was going to do what they're doing. They're taking the league by storm, right? And I'm respecting that, and I'm understanding that. I'm not shortcutting that. I am not shortcutting the Commanders as a team. I'm just telling you, I believe that they're not experienced enough to make the long run. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. The defense is going to be our downfall. Defense is I said all season long, our defense is going to be the reason why we make it to where we make it to, wherever that may be. Our defense is going to be the reason why we get there. That's true. You talk about the Commanders thing, yeah. Because even you, and you're a Cowboys fan. Your team still has more experience than that Commanders team. Now, whether y'all can beat them on this regular season or not, that's two different things. Y'all team has not been built for y'all to be competitive, though. But the Commanders, nobody saw them doing this. Again, like I'm telling Eric, I'm not taking nothing away from them. I'm not saying nothing wrong with them, or they bad, or they just terrible. But they don't have the experience needed to get to those levels and play good football. RD is top 10. Nobody's seen that coming. We keep it up. It is the question. Yeah, I think we can. I think as the year and the season goes on, I think our defense will get stronger. You see guys getting. You see my man Nolan Smith making plays out there. You see Nakobe Dean is making plays out there. Isaiah Rodgers, when he's coming in, he's making the best out of his time. We already know what Quavion Mitchell is doing and Cooper DeJean. Like, these guys are going to get more solid, and the thing is, even with Darius Slay and his experience and his age and his veteran, you still got guys that can come in and play at a high level and be coached up by him. You've seen that last week with that interception. As soon as Darius Slay went out, Isaiah Rodgers got the deflection, which pretty much was like a pass to CJ for the interception. Like, these guys, I think, will get better as the year goes on. My Cowboys trash this year, can't win games just passing the ball. No, y'all see what killed y'all, and which I'm happy about. Y'all got Jerry Jones. I keep saying it. I hope that man lives for another 50 years. As long as he's there as a general manager of the Dallas Cowboys, I hope he lives another 50 years, because that man is delusional. I don't know what he's on something, man. He's on some type of drug or something. He's delusional. But he's y'all downfall. He's exactly y'all downfall. He's exactly why that team will never, ever accomplish what they need to accomplish. And then they put themselves behind the 8 ball when they gave Dak that contract. Now, I could have respected if they didn't give Dak the contract and just let the season play out the way it is and go on free agency and get another quarterback. The draft and get a quarterback, or even free agency, try to get a quarterback. But you paid Dak. That to me was a bad move. What did Jason say? Jerry knows how to pick talent and not build a team. Exactly. He can draft pretty good. He drafts pretty good, but he just doesn't know how to go out to free agency and pick a team. It's cool no one saw it, but they saw it. As long as they stay healthy, you see the quarterback doing with hurt ribs, wait until he's back 100%. And your point would be the Ravens, if his ribs was okay. But it is what it is. Listen, Eric, again, I'm not saying that the Commanders are trash. I'm not calling the Commanders trash at all. I'm not saying that. Since you told me about the Commanders, I didn't say the Commanders were trash. All I told you was they don't have the experience to play in big games like that right now. We all know, everybody on this live right now knows in the playoffs, it's a whole different game, a whole different ball game. You're getting game planned against. And all teams would do to Jaden Daniels is put a spy on him. Make sure you make sure you keep him in the pocket. Not saying that he can't pick you apart passing, but they're gonna put a spy on him, because if he take off, that's when you start to get scared. You don't need him taking off. Make him beat you from the pocket. I'm saying they might go deeper than you think. Listen, I mean, any given Sunday, we saw the Packers beat the Cowboys last week. Last year in the playoffs, we never thought that would happen. It's any given Sunday. You're right. I understand that. They could. But all I'm sitting here explaining to you is that they need another year to be able to say that they legit Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, they might be. Like I said, they might make the playoffs. They only got 2 losses. We're tied, with the best record in the NFC East with them. They could make the playoffs. They could make a deep run. I don't think it's going to be deep enough to go to the NFC Championship. I just don't see it happening. They got some pieces on that team. I'm not arguing that. I'm just telling you that the experience level that they have is just not enough. The experience is just not enough. That's just my opinion. But like our team, a lot of our players have been past those points. A lot of our players played in the highest level. We just got to focus on ourselves. Stop playing, stop turning the ball over. Play within our system, play within our players, and we could be the most dominant team out. Remember, I told you they are the sleepers. So Eric, you saying they go into the Super Bowl? Are you saying they can go to the Super Bowl, or are they going to make the Super Bowl, or they just going to win one round and be done? Tell me what you're really trying to say, because it almost feels like you're trying to switch teams. It almost feels like you're giving up on your 49ers. You can't do that. You can't do that. You don't give up on your 49ers right now. But again, back to my Eagles, like I'm saying, they could be a sleeper team. I'm talking about the Commanders. But we have to be that team that's not a sleeper team, that's just going out there and busting heads and taking names. Because at the end of the day, we control our own destiny. Our coach got to get into his brain that I can't go out and argue with fans. If I'm coaching like trash, I got to own up to it and admit it and do better. So with Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is turning the ball over, he got to look himself in the mirror and say, I can't turn the ball over. I am killing my own team. He can't literally do that. I'm saying the road is going through them, and in a way, I guess you don't know they are both my teams. Oh, okay. You like the Commanders? Okay. I don't know. I don't really agree with the two teams. One person having 2 football teams. I don't really agree with that. That's cool. If you like the Commanders, I respect it. You know what I mean? You like the Commanders, that's cool. But again, like I say, I don't think the Commanders have enough experience to play in those games in the playoffs, because you get game planned against differently. We all know that. The players has his back on that side. The fan crossed the line with what was said. Probably so, because these fans nowadays, it's clickbait. They trying to go viral. They trying to get a name out there and be an internet sensation. So I'm pretty sure the fan probably said something crazy and out of line, which is corny. But at the end of the day, like he's still like, I still need him to just focus on what he needs to focus on. And that's what I'm saying. Like if he does that, and if we keep our identity as run first, pass second, I think that is going to be the key for us to make a deep push to get to that Super Bowl. Who wanted? You saying that the Commanders are one and done? I think the Commanders are one and done too. They're not a team that you can sit back and say with any kind of certainty that they're going to the Super Bowl, or they're even going to the NFC Championship. You get game plan against differently, and we all know that. We all know that. So you can't sit there with any type of confidence and say this team is going to the Super Bowl. You just can't do it. It's not possible. You know what I mean? But us Eagles, we have what it takes to get to the Super Bowl. We have everything that we need to get to the Super Bowl. We just need help right now. If we can sustain health, we will be good to go. If we can sustain health, be healthy in that for this playoff run, we will be good to go. 49ers and Commanders, you definitely had to grow up in the 80s and watching. Yeah, he's an old head. That's my old head, Eric. He definitely grew up in the 80s. I know I'm lagging a little bit. This is killing me. But long as y'all can hear me, it don't matter what y'all if y'all can see me. And as long as y'all can hear me, because I see it on my end, I see a lot of lag, and you know I got to figure out a way to just do something different with my equipment. But I'm working. It's a work in progress. Yeah, he grew up in the '80s, and you know, I was, you know, whoever you like is whoever you like. I just don't subscribe to the fact of having two football teams or two teams, period. You know what I mean? Like it's like one of them things. Like if you lose, if one of your teams loses, say, "Oh, I got this other one." And he got two NFC teams, so I wonder who he roots for when they both play each other. Like that's interesting. Like who do you root for when they both play each other? What team is your team that you're gonna say I want this team to win when y'all play each other? Because I mean, if you're a 49er fan, you got to say, what do you say? Not both in the NFC. Why not? I thought the 49ers and the Commanders was the NFC. So you saying that he shouldn't have two teams in the NFC? You saying he shouldn't have two teams? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who do you root for if you got two teams in the NFC? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like because at the end of the day, when they play, like say if they play each other this year for the to get to, I guess you don't care who wins. I guess that's what you're saying. You don't care who wins if they play each other. Like both your teams. Like I don't know that because that could hurt. You know, one team's run to get wherever to get wherever they're going. Like I don't know. I don't really agree with the two team thing. Like I just think that if you got two teams, it's just that you're not really committed to one team versus the other. You're half and half with both of them, and I just don't agree with that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Obviously, people out there doing it because he likes the Commanders and the good thing about them picks though is that the 49ers for years have been struggling. They've been to the Super Bowl. I think as early as when it was in the Super Bowl. This is 2024. I think it was 2016 or something like that, 2015. But they have been struggling for some years, and the Commanders have been struggling for the longest. So I mean, he doesn't have he's not saying Kansas City is my team and 49ers is my team. I was like, oh man, come on, man, you're doing a little too much. You got two teams that's pretty much at the top of their divisions, and that's your teams. Like that's just bandwagon to me. Like if you got that, but I mean, I can respect that he got the Commanders and the Commanders is his team. That's cool, I guess. Like I said, I just don't agree with it. I don't think I could say I'm an Eagles fan and then I'm a Giants fan or the Ravens, whoever. I don't think I can have two teams. Like I just don't see me being able to root for two different teams. That's just me. So y'all heard for the last half hour my rant against for the Eagles, and it was not bad. I just want us to see if we can. We got a 4:00 game today. We should be able to go in this game, and I'm not saying that we should be able to do what we want. I mean, this is the NFL team that we're playing against. They're just not playing the best football that they can play. We've seen I think the last time we played those guys in London, we seen them go up 14-0 in the first quarter to start off. So we can't put ourselves behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. We have to come out and establish our dominance against this Jaguars team. They're still a good team. If we can figure out a way to get some points on the board in the first quarter and keep it up throughout the game, we should have another victory like we did last week, where so we can by midpoint of the fourth quarter, we can breathe a sigh of relief. We can be happy. We can understand that, we won that game and we're moving on. I like the guys' philosophy of saying we're 1-0. We're just trying to go 1-0 for the week. That is the philosophy you need to keep. Just go 1-0. Win that game in front of you. Don't worry about whatever else is ahead of you or behind you on the side of you. You worry about what's in front of you. You win that game and you move on. That's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to see happen. So that's my rant, my first half-hour rant about the Eagles and what we need to do to get the victory. Now, again, we're going to go to the pick'em section of the show. Real quick, we're going to give a quick shout out to my brother Jason, who won the pick'em last week, 13-3, tied three different ways. But again, he was on the live. He was picking his teams and things on the live and being a part of the show. So the gift card went to Jason last week. And so congratulate everybody in the chat. Please congratulate Jason for winning last week. And also James and Eric, who was tied with him. But Eric wasn't a part of the show last week as he is this week. He did put his picks in, but he wasn't a part of the show last week. That's a Sirianni thing. Got to give him his credit. I'm sorry, Jay. What was his thing? I missed that one. Yeah, go ahead and flaunt your trophy. I missed what did I say? My mom says, "Congrats, Jason." I can't remember what I said. And you said it's a Sirianni thing. I'm starting to give him his credit because I like like I told you, I put a video up on it and everything. I like what he did when it came to Saquon. He went to that man and told him, one win a week model. Okay, I'm giving him his props. But I like what he did when he went to Saquon and told Saquon, if you're 13 yards away from your rushing record, do you want to get it? And I like the fact that he went to him and asked him, did he want to do it? And I also respect the fact that Saquon said, no, let the youngins eat. That to me was like, all right, that sets you night and day apart from the rest of the guys in the NFL. Because a lot of guys probably would have said, I want my record because they're about stats. He was thinking, I'm winning. We're winning. So it's not about that for me. I want to win. And let the young guys get their shine too. Because you never know when you can need those young guys. Thanks, Miss Burgess. All right, so we're back on it. We're on the week 9 pick'em section part of the show. We're going to start out with Thursday's night game. Houston Texans, we saw them lose to the New York Jets. And if you're following me, especially on my social media pages, you saw me pick the Jets. So again, I'm trying to get y'all the mindset of paying attention to my picks so that you guys can become winners. Because if you're not listening to me and you're picking on your own, you're most likely going to lose because you guys are not understanding how to pick games. So I had to throw that out there. I had to let you guys know because at the end of the day, you guys, Jason, I know you picked the Jets, but you picked them because of me. You picked them because of me. You saw my pick, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was. So you're not paying attention. You saw my pick of the Jets, and you said, "Oh, I'm gonna go with the Jets." So, again, it is what it is. You don't have to be ashamed about it. Good morning, Joanna. You don't have to be ashamed about it. It is what it is. Ain't no psych. But anyway, next game, 1:00 game. We have the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones world. What's up, E-Money Bentley? Thanks for being a part of the show. We had the Dallas Cowgirls against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going Atlanta. Atlanta. Hey, Matt, I only tell the truth, Matt. I only tell the truth. If you want to win, go on my social media pages and watch the teams that I pick and go ahead and pick them because I only pick winners. My mom picks Dallas. I don't go against my mom when she picks because the last time I think it was the Browns. I forget who they played like 2 weeks ago, and she picked the Browns, and the Browns wound up winning. That's the second time she picked the Browns, and they wound up winning. She picked Dallas today. I don't think that Dallas is going to win, but I'm not going to go against it because you never know. I'm going Atlanta as Jason goes Atlanta. Matt goes Atlanta, and Joanna goes Atlanta. She says all. Now, she's a little special. She went to Overbrook, so don't worry about that. She meant Atlanta, I believe. Thank you, because I had more right than you. Not necessarily like you. I think, mind you, didn't have more right than me. I went. Last week was. I think last week was kind of trash. I went 11-5 last week, but that something got messed up in the NFL world, and that's why it happened the way it happened. Joanna said Atlanta. Next game, Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. I'm going Buffalo in that game. Buffalo will win that game. Buffalo's always beat Miami. Miami's had nothing really for them over the last couple of years. I think Buffalo continues that win, get that win. She definitely. Jason said she definitely meant the ATL. Yeah, I know. She went to Overbrook, Jay. You got to forgive her. Joanna says Bills. Mac says Miami. Mac goes Miami. You know, they could get their rhythm back. Tua is playing. They could get their rhythm back, but they never played good against the Bills. Josh Allen always had good games against them. My mom picks the Bills. E-Money Bentley, Cowgirls, 10, Atlanta 45. I would love that score. I love it. Jason says the Bills. Joanna tried to tell me to shut my face because it was autocorrect. It's not autocorrect. You really thought you were saying ATL and you put all. It's okay. We're not mad at you over here. We're here to help. We're here to correct. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to correct you guys and picking the right team so that you guys can win. Jason said that's definitely a pick'em game, same division. Yeah. I think that, Buffalo has been playing them pretty good for they've been beating them the last couple of years, I believe, even with Tua healthy and Tariq Hill and Jalen Waddle. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are not going to lose 2 games in a row. They're not going to lose to the Eagles and then come back and lose to a team like Vegas. I'm not trying to downplay Vegas. Vegas is not a good team. I think Cincinnati bounces back and get a win. Cincinnati, my mom picks Cincinnati. Mac picks Cincinnati. Cincinnati is getting back in that win column. I mean, their season kind of depends on that. They need to get a win. They need to figure out how the way to get a win because their season really depends on that. The Bengals. Joanna picks Cincinnati. Jason picks the Bengals. I think the Bengals is going to win. So keep it going. Next game, the Chargers at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland got a win last week, which I didn't think was going to happen. That team is trying to play inspired football. And it seems like anytime somebody comes in for Deshaun Watson, that quarterback winds up getting the team rallied behind him and win. They got Jameis Winston back there. He looked pretty good last week. Everybody on here is saying the Chargers. My mom says the Chargers. Joanna says the Chargers. Max says the Chargers. Jason says the Chargers. Y'all all are hard-headed. You're not listening. Go Cleveland in that game because Cleveland with Deshaun Watson out, Jameis Winston will have a great game against that Charger team. Go Cleveland in that game. If y'all want to change y'all pick, now is the time to do it because after the live, the pick is final. Picks are final. So I'm telling y'all now, go Browns. If you want to change your pick, you can change it now. Y'all hard-headed. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get y'all some money in your pocket. Y'all not listening. But you have no confidence in Jameis. I mean, he won the game for him last week. I'm not picking this team to go to the Super Bowl, but he won that game for them last week. Who did they play last week? Because they played a good team last week. Who did they play? They played Baltimore. They beat Baltimore last week. The guy almost throws a game-sealing interception. The guy, forget what's his name? He dropped the ball, and then He came out very next play and hit a game-winning touchdown. They played the Ravens last week. Good team. He almost caused them to lose the game, but then the very next play won the game for him, which is crazy. So, I mean, I'm not saying that those guys are going to win a Super Bowl, but I would not look past them to beat the Chargers. The Chargers, to me, are just not good enough right now. And you got to realize Cleveland defense is starting to wake up. Ravens defense stink. Yeah, you're right. But Cleveland, but again, you would think the Ravens will have enough to be able to beat the Browns. You would think. But you got to realize Cleveland's defense is starting to wake up. They're starting to wake up. It's something to pay attention to. All right, the next game, New England Patriots at the Tennessee Titans. New England Patriots at the Tennessee Titans. Drake May came in and had a good game last week. And then he got hurt. And then Jacoby Brissett, whatever his name, came in and won that game for them last week against who did they play last week? They played the Jets last week. Yeah, they beat the Jets last week. So everybody's going, okay. My mom goes New England. Joanna goes Tennessee. Matt goes New England. Jason goes New England. I'm going New England on that pick too. Tennessee traded DeAndre Hopkins. They're having issues at quarterback with consistency with quarterback. Their defense to me is not that good. I think that game goes to New England. I think New England will find a way to win that game. And so I go New England. Come on, Matt. You gotta get back on the Joanna, you gotta get back on the bandwagon. Get start following my picks. I'm telling you. Next game, Denver at the Baltimore Ravens. Denver has been playing some good football. Denver's have been playing some good football. The Ravens cannot afford to lose to Denver, though. The Baltimore Ravens cannot afford to lose to Buffalo. If that happens, it makes it wide open for Kansas City to repeat, to go back to the Super Bowl. Baltimore cannot lose to Denver today. So I'm going Baltimore in that game. I think it's a sense of urgency over there. I'm going Baltimore. Matt goes Baltimore. My mom says Minnesota. Hold on, Mom. It's Denver at Baltimore. We're on Denver at Baltimore. Why you say Minnesota? Good D in Denver, but Ravens, yeah. Denver has some good D. Surtain, did he get hurt, or he's still playing? Baltimore goes Joanna. Mom, I don't know if you picking the wrong game, but we didn't get to Minnesota yet. But Baltimore cannot afford to lose that game against to Denver. They cannot afford to. Next game, Commanders at the Giants. According to my sheet, I skipped. I didn't skip. I'm going in the same way, the same order I sent you. The same sheet I sent you. I don't know what sheet y'all have. Joanna says the same thing. I don't know what sheet y'all have. I have week 9. The same thing I sent out in the text message, unless when y'all download it, it changes. I don't know. I have week 9. I'm not sure what's changing on the sheet that y'all have versus what I got. Because I noticed Joanna, your sheet did that last week. But Washington at New York Giants. Washington at New York Giants. I'm going Washington in that game, obviously, because like we alluded to earlier, Jaden Daniels is playing some good football. Got a win last week over Chicago with a Hail Mary touchdown, and that got to be one of those. It's two things that's stupid in football, right? How do you know a team is getting ready to line up for a Hail Mary, but you're so engaged with the crowd, making side bets on the sideline with the crowd, waving by to them, and Jaden Daniels is scrambling around for like 3 or 4 minutes, launches a bomb, a Hail Mary. You actually tipped the ball to the receiver for the Commanders to lose the game. Like, that is a bonehead play. That's what I'm saying. Why are you paying attention to the fans when it's still a chance for your team to lose? if I'm the defensive coach, I mean, he might be a good player, but you're not starting the next game. You cannot be engaging with the fans and making bets with the fans, and you're the reason why we lost. That to me makes no sense. The other play I don't like is when um, the Jets, the rookie receiver for the Jets, when that first touchdown. Why do you feel as though you got to drop the football before you get into the end zone? That is stupid. Why not run through the end zone and then drop the ball? I don't get these players, man. These players are stupid now. They're dumb. You know, I'm sorry. I just had to say that. Joanna picks Washington. Mac picks Washington. My mom picks Washington. Jason picked Commanders. We all on the Commanders. Mac said he forgot it was 4 quarters in football. He did. Like it makes no sense that you sit there and argue with a fan, or not even argue with a fan, make a side bet with the fan, and you still got one play left to try to get your team a win. You're supposed to be engaged with the game and not with the fans. And you lost the game. I know they probably tore his social media page apart. Like even his own, his own fans probably tore his page apart. And even though the Jets got the win, that rookie who dropped the football, he did it to Deshaun Jackson. They should have learned from that. When you're about to go in for an easy touchdown, hold the ball until you actually go through the end zone. Why are you dropping the ball to celebrate before that? I have no clue. I think that's dumb. I don't know. Bonehead plays, you're right. Dumb. I had to vent about that because that's just stupid. Next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to let you guys tell me who you pick on this game because I picked a team that y'all probably wouldn't have picked because I just think the New Orleans Saints are not playing good football. I just think they're not playing. Mac is on the side. He's on my side. He picks the Carolina Panthers. I think Carolina's going to come out and beat the Saints. I think the Saints are just not – they're not going to be – my mom is on my side. The Saints are just in rebuild mode. It's talks of them trading, Alvin Kamara. I think Chris Olave is hurt. They got some hurt receivers. So, yeah, I think they're tanking too. Get right game for the Saints. What are they getting right for? I don't think they have anything that they're really playing for because I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they can make a run to get to the playoffs or even a deep run in the playoffs. I think they're going to try to blow it up and get ready for next year. I mean that's just my thought process, just the way they've been playing. Like I'm going with the Panthers in that game. I just don't see no fight in the Saints. Yeah, I don't think it's a get right game for the Saints. So I got the Saints in that game. Carolina in that game. Sorry. Jacksonville Jaguars at our Philadelphia Eagles. Do me a favor when y'all comment on this game. Tell me the score. Tell me what y'all think is the score of the game. I want to see what y'all predicting the score, the outcome to be for this game. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna tell y'all. Obviously, I got the Philadelphia Eagles, but I'm gonna go score 28-10. Max says 42-23. I would love for them to put up 42. I love to see them put up 42. Who your player of the game, Mac? Who's the player of the game? Who you got? Who you got offensively and defensively? Who's your player of the game? I love to see them put up 42. That means Saquon or AJ, not AJ, Jalen Hurts is going crazy. Jason says 31-17. Give me y'all players of the game, offensively and defensively. Give me the players of the game. Give me how they got to that 31 score or that 42-point score. Tell me. Barkley, Bailey, and number 27. You said Barkley. You saying Saquon Barkley and Quavion Mitchell. Tawana picks Eagles 30-21. I like that score too. It's tight. That means we're sitting on the edge of our seats to the end of the fourth quarter, which is going to drive me crazy. But at least we come out with the victory. Yeah, I knew you meant Barkley. Autocorrect got you. It didn't get Joanna because she just, she went to Overbrook. You're a U City alumni. Eagles 17-10. Low scoring game. As long as we come out with the victory, that's another game that we're going to be sitting on the edge of our seats, just trying to, hope that the fourth quarter get over with, and we come out with a victory. I understand it. We haven't been consistent enough to say that we can blow anybody out. So I understand how y'all picking low scoring games. But who's your player of the game, Mom? Who's your player of the game on offensive, defense? If you know any of the players' names or the numbers, comment that. Jason, who's your players of the game? Offense and defense for the Eagles. Next game, Chicago at Arizona. Now, this Chicago at Arizona, your school building not there no more. Because you know why it's not there? It's because they were they were too dominant over the rest of the public league, so they had to shut it down and get rid of it because nobody else was comparing to that school. Sorry, Mom. Get off Brook. My mom went to Overbrook too. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. It was not trash. Don't hate. But the next game is Chicago at Arizona. Okay, Jason said Smitty and Carter. I like that. I like Smitty. And Jalen Carter. I like Jalen Carter. I like that pick. I like those picks. I might go with those picks, Jay. I like those picks. Max says Chicago. That's a tricky game, Matt. My mom says Arizona. That Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. combination is good. I don't know. I'm telling you that's a legit combination. Jason says Chicago. Joanna says Arizona. I'm going Arizona in that game, y'all. I'm telling you that Kyler Murray to Marvin Harrison Jr. combination is lethal. It's really lethal. So I'm going to say that Arizona wins. That's another one of those games that I picked that I figure people might have a little something to say about because you would look at Chicago and say that they're a deep team. They're a good team playing good defense. I just don't think that they choking to me in big moments. Like last week they choked. They should have beat who they played last week. They should have beat the Commanders. They should have beat Commanders. See, always stealing my picks for your own. No, Jay, you got to realize you watched my post last week. I put it up on Tuesdays. I told y'all that last week. I put it up on Tuesdays, and you watched that and you picked everything that I picked. You try to go away on some picks because you figure, I don't want to be obvious about it, which is understandable. But you can give me my credit. It's okay. They need to win. They win from last week. Hail Mary. They do. I think Arizona's playing some good football. I see them just winning that game. Good connection and Murray balling right now, but the D is trash. Yeah, I mean, but they could be trash, but I think they have enough in the tank to beat the Chicago Bears. That's just my thought process. Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. I think Jordan Love is still out for this game. I don't even think it mattered because, like I said, Detroit is a heck of a football team right now. They're playing some good football. If anything that I'm worried about playing that team in an NFC Championship type game. They're just good. You know what I mean? So I'm going Detroit in that game. Matt goes Lions. My mom goes Lions. Joanna goes Detroit. Don't forget to change my pick. Yeah, I'll look at it. Yep, I got you. Don't worry about it. Thanks for reminding me, though. But I got you. Jason goes Packers. Jason, you go Packers even with Jordan Love not playing, right? You go Packers even with them not playing. And you got to realize Detroit, you're going against Detroit now. Detroit is a good football team. I don't know. Next game, the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, Love is playing. Okay, Love is playing, but I still don't think it matters. I think that team, the Detroit Lions, is a good football team. I know Love had a leg injury, so you got to keep an eye on that. even though he might be playing, he had a leg injury, so that might be tough. Um, um, same division. Those games are always hard. They are, but I just think that Detroit will win that one. But the Rams at Seattle, I went Seattle on that game. Joanna picked Seattle. Jason said he had a groin injury. Okay, but you still got to. I mean, that can limit you, brother. You know that can limit you. That could be one of those lingering injuries. My mom picks the Rams. Matt picks the Rams. Jason picks the Rams. So pretty much everybody went the Rams except me and Joanna. And so again, we probably the only ones that's going to get that game right then. Since y'all not listening, she listened to me. Y'all like to go against the grain a little bit, just to try to not be obvious that y'all picking the same teams that I'm picking. But it's okay. I understand it. Our last game, 8:20, Sunday night game, Indianapolis Colts at the Minnesota Vikings. It's hard to kind of pick against the Colts, right? Because the Colts have been playing good. The coach is good, but they benched their quarterback. They're going with old man Joe Flacco as the quarterback for this week. And Minnesota's defense, even though they stunk it up the last 2 weeks, the Minnesota defense has been playing some good football. I'm going Minnesota in that game. I think Minnesota comes out with the win. Joanna says never that she's not copying off of me, but we all know it is what it is. My mom picks Minnesota, Mac picks Minnesota, Jason picks Minnesota, and said I don't think they lose 3 in a row. Bro, I don't think they lose 3 in a row either. I did just see a stat on one of the shows saying that Sam Darnold is having trouble facing the zone, playing against the zone. So if the coach come out there and play zone against him, it may hurt him. I hope they don't. I hope they didn't see that, because I need Minnesota to win to show y'all that I know what I'm doing when I make these picks. Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay at Kansas City. Tampa Bay at Kansas City. Tampa Bay losing Chris Godwin and losing Mike Evans still played good football last week. They still played good football last week. They was in that game. It's just amazing. Like, Baker Mayfield had this transformation of his career. Like, it's like Tom Brady is inside of him right now, the way he's playing football. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not trying to praise the guy, but he's playing some good football. So it's hard to pick against him, but it is what it is. I do have to say that my mom says Tampa Bay, Joanna says Kansas City, Jason says Kansas City. I'm going Kansas City too. Kansas City just traded for a linebacker. I forget where they got him from, but they just traded from the Patriots. They just traded for a linebacker from the Patriots. No, you said don't get Jay. I mean, not like I said, I'm not trying to be smart, but look at how Baker Mayfield has been playing. Like, he looks like last week with those two guys, his 2-star receivers out, I would have thought he was going to struggle, like really struggle badly against Atlanta. But he played good. He actually played good. I'm not saying he's going to do that for the rest of the season. It's hard not to say that he won't, because he's been looking like what he's doing out there, and it's kind of scary. But Kansas City to me now, I mean, just to get back to Kansas City real quick, Kansas City goes 7-0. I don't think that Tampa Bay can beat Kansas City. They go 7-0, which is crazy because they're just coming off a Super Bowl victory, looking like they might be going back to the Super Bowl. It's just, oh man, it's just logically they're due for a loss. I can't argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I hear it. I just don't think it's going to be to them. They are due for a loss. I would like to see them lose. I'm not hoping that they go to the Super Bowl, but it looks like the way they've been playing, they will be back at the Super Bowl. You never know. But I got them going 7-0. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all who was a part of the show. Eric, Mac, Jason, my mom, Joanna, that was all a part of the show. E-Money Bentley, thanks for being a part of the show. I look forward to doing this next week. hopefully we're coming off a victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hopefully that's a big victory and not a slim margin victory, because I don't want to be pulling my hair out. I just got my hair cut yesterday, so I don't want to be pulling the rest of my hair out because I'm irritated about how the Eagles are playing. So hopefully we get that victory come, about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 7:48 tonight. We're victorious, and we can all be happy going into the work week next week. Anyway, if you can, drop a follow on all my social media pages, my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube especially. Can you guys go over and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already? Like all the videos on YouTube. Please share all the videos. Share the videos on that you see on Instagram, Facebook. And if you are a TikTok member, can you share those and like those videos as well? We're trying to help the channel grow, and I can't grow without you guys' participation. That is my show for the week. I appreciate all who stopped by. Look forward to seeing y'all next week. And maybe sometime this week, depending on schedule, I might get in there to do some Sixers talk. If you guys are available to do some Sixers talk, you can come on and be a part of that. I will try to let you know in advance when I'm going to do some Sixers talk. I'm tongue-tied right now, some Sixers talk. But I will let you guys know when I'm doing that. But if you want to be a part of that live, I would appreciate it. And have a good Sunday. Get ready for work Monday. Go Eagles. Let's get this victory. And as always, we got to pay our...
Thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for?
You know what you gotta do. Do it.
How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man?
They gonna get it to us. We got to take it.
They want to black out. We gonna get one black out. Stay together and keep fighting. Now, it's time to knuckle up.
Touchdown. Brian Westbrook, he scored. Touchdown. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win.
Let's get into it all day. Relentless. Are you spirit? Are you power? Are you love? Give me what you got. Right now. Right now. You ain't ready for a fight? Go ahead and go home. Because that's what this is going to be for 4 quarters. A fight. We always win when we fight together. That's how winning is done.
Now get out there.